Good afternoon, welcome to the channel. My name is Beena and my lovely little companion here is of course Walter. Hope you're doing well. It is Friday the 7th of March 2025. Pretty sure that's the date, but who can tell? Clearly not me. We are out for a little ride on Walter here, and it looks pretty gloomy and cold today, doesn't it? But it actually isn't. It's actually quite mild, as you can tell, because I've got my summer gloves on. Hey! It's so much nicer to be able to wear your summer gloves. So much more feel in them. And they are Risha Squadrons, in case anyone wonders. Someone's bound to ask in the comments, just like every single week someone asks what this is. It's a Beeline Moto 2. Someone will still ask what it is, I'm pretty sure. I'm not affiliated with the gloves or the Beeline. I bought them myself. I just love them. But yeah, it's very mild today. It's around about 16 degrees, which is basically summer, isn't it, for the UK? It was actually really nice and sunny this morning, but I decided to go for a nice power walk with my camera for photography. Not this one here. I have no idea if I just actually pointed at my camera there. Yeah, I decided to go for a power walk with that and my ridiculously large lens to see if I could get any pictures of kites or anything. And I didn't, but it was nice. Yesterday, when I went out, I underestimated how warm it was. I didn't do a recording yesterday. I went to pick up my dog Bob's ashes, so I wasn't really in the mood to do a recording, but I went with my thermals on and my nice thick winter gloves, heated gloves, which I didn't have turned on. But Jesus Christ, my hands were sweaty when halfway along that ride. It was about an hour round trip. About an hour. Can't speak today apparently. About an hour round trip, and after the first half an hour my hands were so sweaty, and annoyingly I didn't bring any of the gloves because it's been so cold and damp. I've just been wearing my winter gloves and not having any spare ones in my panniers, which I generally do have in the warmer months. I usually have my waterproofs in one of my panniers, but I thought that's pointless because it's been so cold. No, it wasn't. It was about 18 degrees yesterday and sunny. I had to undo all the vents on my jacket, roll my neck buff off of my face. Yeah, it was nice though. It was nice to have such lovely weather. Actually went out for a walk in the afternoon in shorts and t-shirt. What? I officially declared summer yesterday. So apparently it's going to be freezing cold again next week and raining, so of course it will. But never mind, we're going to enjoy this while we can. So hopefully today's ramble will be a little more upbeat, a bit less depressing than last week. So I was talking about my dead dog. But as always, I don't really have a topic to talk about. I mean, I've got a couple of topics I'd like to talk about, but I'm not sure that anyone would be interested in because they're kind of a little bit niche. One is my hobby of photography, and I've been thinking of getting a different camera system. And the other one is Formula One, which I've been a massive fan of for over 30 years, and the new season starts next week. First race is next week in Australia, and I can't wait. I mean, it's only been like 3 months since the last one, but I absolutely love it. So yeah, I could talk about those, but you'd probably all just tune out. And I will just quickly mention the camera side of things, just in case anyone is an avid photographer who watches the channel and can offer any kind of advice. I've got a Fujifilm X Pro 1, which I love, and I have the Fujinon X100 to 400 lens with the 1.5 teleconverter on it, because I've been interested in doing wildlife photography, so taking photos of birds mainly. There's a couple of issues with it. One is that the X Pro 1 is quite an old camera and the autofocus is absolutely dog shit. So it makes it a bit tricky to do wildlife photography. And the EVF on it is also a little bit old, slow to refresh, so it's not the best. So I do struggle with it. And the other thing is the lens that I've got, the 100 to 400, although it's by a super telephoto of that kind of focal length, is fairly compact. It's still like a 1.5 kilograms, and with my dicky elbows, it's a bit of a pain to carry it around, like literally. So I was thinking maybe of looking at Micro Four Thirds world, because you can get very compact lenses there. There's a 300mm, which is about a third the weight of the Fujinon, and a lot smaller. And of course, even some of the older Micro Four Thirds cameras, I'm particularly thinking of the Olympus OMD EM1, have really good autofocus and 5-image stabilization and stuff like that. So I figure they might be a much more compact and better option to do wildlife photography. So if there is anyone out there who is into the Micro Four Thirds world, and in particular wildlife photography, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Because yeah, I'd keep the X Pro 1 because I absolutely love that camera, but I'd get rid of the lens and just add a body and a lens. Anyway, I'm not going to bore everyone with that anymore, because like I say, it's a bit of a niche thing, isn't it? Oh, I am quite warm. I've only got a t-shirt on underneath my jacket, but it is quite warm. Let's crack my helmet a little bit. Oh, that's a nice little old dog. I don't know what it is with Walter, but dogs hate him. That one was being remarkably restrained. But generally when I go past, there's something about the exhaust note. I do not like it. Dogs always bark at me. I suppose he is quite growly and loud. He's got quite a bassy sound to him. It's actually it's not shocking, but it's surprising just how loud these 350s are. The exhaust note. And that they're legal. Kites! 1, 2, 3 kites up there. Oh, 4 kites. Oh, they're having a little bit of a... Is that a mating dance? Oh wow, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. They're having a bit of a mating dance there. Sorry, got distracted. You know I love kites. If only I had a little Micro Four Thirds camera with a long lens on me, eh? What was I talking about? Who knows? Exhaust note, yeah. Having had a few new bikes over the years, the disappointing part about them was always that the exhausts were very muted because of, sound regulations and whatnot. Over here in the UK and the EU. So one of the first things that I had to do whenever I got a new bike was to swap the exhaust on them for something a bit more pleasing, sonically pleasing, as well as free flowing, obviously. But aside from fitting the decat on Walter here, I haven't felt the need to do that at all. I mean, the decat has increased the noise a little bit, made it a bit more growly, a bit louder, but not significantly. I mean, prior to that, I still had a lovely exhaust note. It just surprises me that it was legal, road legal. I remember when I had a Triumph Bonneville. Oh, something just hit my helmet hard. Triumph Bonneville Scrambler, the 900. I can never remember what year I had. 2007 or something. And that had the Triumph off-road pipes on, and it was ridiculously loud. It sounded incredible. But hands down, best sounding bike I've ever owned, exhaust note wise. Yeah, it sounded like a proper old 60s bike. Really loud, totally illegal. But when that went in for an MOT, I got a loaner T100, which had the stock exhaust on, and I was so disappointed in the sound of it. It was really, really quiet, and yeah, it just didn't feel right. That kind of bike should have a bit of a growl to it, but it felt really muted and just a bit poo, really. So yeah, I'd have to swap that one. What was the other one I had there? My Street Triple. Now, my Street Triple was an interesting one because, again, the exhaust on that was very muted, but the engine sound and the sound from the airbox was just so incredible that I didn't care. And in fact, I bought some cheap sort of mock carbon fibre straight through pipes for it because I wanted a bit more noise, and put them on. And I went out for a ride on it and hated them. They were just, it was too loud. It was obnoxiously loud. And it wasn't a particularly nice noise. Now, I know I probably could have bought a Krapovich exhaust or something and got an incredible noise out of it. But it drowned out the noise of the engine and the airbox itself. And I could not live without that howl that it made when you got up around about 9,000-10,000 RPM. It just absolutely screamed. It sounded so good. So weirdly, that was probably my only bike I've had where, well, aside from Walter here, where I've stuck with a stock exhaust on it. So yeah, it's I wonder how they get away with it with Royal Enfield. Or maybe I've just always had bikes that have had really quiet exhausts. Who knows? But yeah, I wouldn't change this one. I think it'd be obnoxiously loud with a straight through pipe. I used to have an old MG BGT, 1979 model. It was what's going on here? Nothing. Yeah, an old 1979 model, which was the rubber bumper version. If you know your MGs, your MG BGTs, you know that was the less desirable version. It wasn't as pretty as the metal bumper ones, but it was cheaper. And I bought it off a friend who was a mechanic, and he'd swapped the engine out for a stage 2 engine, stage 2 road race engine, to give it a bit more power, 2 litre jobby. And he put a straight through exhaust pipe on it, stainless exhaust pipe on it, and that thing sounded amazing, absolutely amazing. And it wasn't hugely fast. I don't think I've ever come down here before. Have we? Yeah, I must have done. Yeah, it wasn't hugely fast, but it sounded fast. In fact, I was once cruising around my local town centre in it, and I got pulled over by the police who said they'd had reports of someone racing through town centre, speeding through town centre in an MG. It must have been me. And I said to them, well, I wasn't speeding, it just sounds like it's really quick. Which, in retrospect, I should have shut my mouth because it was a totally illegal exhaust. But they seemed to like it, so they let me off. Another kite up there. There are lots of them about at the moment. It's obviously mating season, I think. They're pairing up. I was out yesterday and there was just tons of them. Every sort of mile down the road I saw some more. Although obviously when I go out with my camera I don't see any. There's another one of it. Go down here. Why not? Where does this go? Who knows? Well, we're entering Hertfordshire, everyone. I remembered to check my microphone this week and make sure that I hadn't inadvertently activated the noise cancelling, so sorry about that last week. Although it did make my voice very clear, but it did make Walter here sound like he was underwater a little bit. I prefer a bit of regular ambient noise, even if there is some wind noise in it. Although you guys and girls who are watching might appreciate the noise cancelling, so if you do, let me know in the comments. Oh, this is a nice road. Fabulous bit of road. I don't know how I've missed this one before. I've probably been down here any number of times and they've recorded it. Hitchin, should we go Hitchin or should we stay this way? Where does this go to? Holwell. Never been there before, I don't think. Let's see what that's all about, shall we? This is what we like about going out for rides, isn't it? Just exploring, seeing what we can find, discovering new places. Yes, that's a nice little village. Should we go Holwell? Let's go Holwell. Why not? There's one thing I wish that you could do with the Beeline Moto here, is it has a really good app that you can plan your rides on, so you can put points of interest on and waypoints, that's the word I was looking for. You can plot those and do a whole nice big route that takes you back home again. you can get a subscription, pay a monthly subscription, because everything's a fucking subscription these days, excuse my language, person who was watching with his kids, which will enable you to do round trips and things, which seems a bit taking the pee a little bit, having a subscription for that, but there we go. But without that, I mean, you can make your own round trips if you like, just by putting points of interest on. But one thing I wish you could do is record your routes. So for example, what I usually do here, and people have mentioned before in the comments that my poor navigation just gets ignored because it's telling me to go places and I'm just ignoring it. I generally just go out, oh, look at him doing his agility. Sorry, little spaniel. Desperately need a dog. Yeah, I generally just put it on and set the destination as home, just in case I get lost, and then I'll just go out and explore, and I can always find my way home again if I end up somewhere where I don't know where I am. Like now, I have no clue. Kite. Yeah, but what it does is it'll record your ride, and you can look at it on a map. It shows you where you've been, which is really handy. And I wish you could, from that, say, create a route from that recording so you could do it again. Because somewhere like this, where I've never been before, it'd be really handy to be able to record this so I can do the same route again. But instead, I'll just have to start a fresh route and plot it out myself. Just a bit of a pain in the bum, isn't it? So yeah, Beeline, if you're listening, you're not listening. I'm only a small channel. Please add that functionality and don't put it behind a paywall. I think I speak for everyone when I say that we're all fed up with subscriptions for things. We just want to own things, not have to pay for them all the time. Wow, this is genuinely someone I've never been before. Somewhere I've never been before. And that's not just my poor memory saying that. Oh, there's a little doggy. Oh, he's nice, and he didn't bark at me. Speaking of dogs, Mrs. Beena has, as I mentioned last week, has taken the death of our dog quite hard, as we both have, but particularly hard for her at the moment. But to raise her spirits, she's been going to looking on rehoming centres websites and looking at dogs that would be suitable for us. Obviously, we can't have one just yet because I'm about to have surgery in a couple of weeks. I need a couple of months rehab. And I've said we'll definitely get one after that. But it's making her feel better going on these sites. But she's away at the moment this week on a training course. And so she just keeps sending me texts with, look at this dog here. How cute is he? And it's really hard because I look at them and go, oh my God, I want him. But I've got to be the pragmatic one in this relationship at the moment. But yeah, the house is very empty without a dog, so we definitely need one. It's nice to see. Well, I was going to say it's nice to see that there are so many out there that fit the kind of dog that we're looking for, but it's not nice to see that there are dogs out there in rehoming centres. It's very sad to see. Well, where the hell am I? Oh, good, a main road. Oh, we're going to go left apparently. We could go hitching. No, we went hitching yesterday. Let's go left to Bedford. as the miles go by, Walter's engine certainly loosening up. I mean, we're only at 2,500 miles, 2,549 miles so far. I haven't had an awful lot of opportunity to ride him over the last few months because it's been so miserable, and last year was a bit of a washout, summer wise and autumn wise. It was storm after storm after storm, so I haven't put a lot of miles on him in the last, how many months is it since I've had him? 9 months, isn't it? So yeah, he's loosened up nicely. I mean, as you saw there, that little blast up to 60, no problem for him. And when I first got him, after the break-in period, he would struggle to go past that. And now he'll quite happily go over 60, 75, more than happy. Unless there's a slight incline, which is the nemesis of these bikes. Henlo, okay, there's an RAF base down here. If I remember rightly, RAF Henlo had they had an incident, well, a few years back now, good few years back now, where someone from the base left their pistol in a public toilet. They took their sidearm off. I think they popped it on the cistern or something, and yeah, forgot it. Oops. Pretty sure that was RAF Henley. Oh, this isn't very exciting for you, is it? Sat in traffic. But then we've had about half an hour, so maybe we should call this one a day. Yes, let's do that. Okay, well, thanks for watching again. If you're out and about on your bike over the next week, put some waterproofs on. In the UK, it's going to be bloody miserable. But take care, ride safe, keep your shiny side up, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!